Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Phil with Unfiltered. Coming at y'all with another unfiltered take, and I kind of just want to talk about UFC 329 again. I put up a video immediately after, basically explaining how I think Conor McGregor is cooked, but obviously the dust has settled a little bit, and some things have come out about the fight, so I kind of do want to talk about it a bit more. Um, of course, everybody's all asking the same questions. It's funny, no one's even talking about Max at all, except for talking about how lame some of the comments he made after the fight was. But I'll get into that a little bit later. Um, Everyone's asking, was Conor already hurt before the fight? Was this just a money grab? Should Conor fight again? Should he just retire? Yeah, everyone's asking the same thing everywhere. Um, Now, like I said, I already did come out saying that I think that Conor McGregor is cooked, but I will also say that my mind has kind of changed a little bit on that. But yeah, let's just talk about it. So the first thing I want to start off with, the obvious. Like I said, everyone's asking, was this just a money grab? Personally, I think that's a crazy take. First and foremost is, bro, McGregor doesn't need money. McGregor never had to fight another day in his life for money. Um, let's not forget all the money he made from the Floyd Mayweather fight. Let's also not forget the sale of his whiskey company, and let's not forget about all the pay-per-view records that Conor McGregor has shattered over his years. Yes, of course, yeah, I know that he did go through some demons, so he could have blew through a huge amount of money that way, but personally, I just feel like there's no way that he's completely broke. Like, he wasn't fighting for need, he was fighting for a want. So, that's kind of my take on that as far as the money grab portion of it. Now, as far as the injury, um, of course, we've all seen a clip of him walking into the ring. You know, he did look a little shaky. There's another clip now. Well, it's been out, but we really didn't pay much attention to it then. But in hindsight, it does look a little fishy. During the face-offs, one of the many face-offs that Paramount has the fighters do now. It took McGregor like 2 or 3 minutes just to tie his shoes, and it's just like, at first, people just laughed it off, like, oh, okay, that's a little weird, what you doing? But in hindsight, when you connect it to how the fight went, with, of course, McGregor blowing up his knee in the first 10 seconds of it, like, all that does seem a bit suspicious, man. Like, people also mentioning, Conor McGregor's aura just felt a little different on the walkout. Like, he didn't seem as energetic. He seemed, hell, nervous. Now, personally, I mean, the dude hadn't fought in 5 years, and he was coming in to fight Max Holloway, who is a killer. I'm sure McGregor thinks about what's happened the last few times he was in the ring. So, I mean, personally, just as a human being, I understand him being nervous going in on that. I mean, if he didn't feel any nerves at all, I mean, shoot, he'd have to be a machine. So, yeah, I kind of see how people think that, like, oh, that was a little suspicious as well. Like, he knew he was about to fool the world. He knew he was about to pull a robbery. Man, it's just hard for me to believe that a man as prideful as Conor McGregor would go out like that, bro. And of course, I know there's the other side of that as well, that, like, he's also probably too prideful to pull out, but I don't know, man. Like, because here's the thing, he's pulled out before, technically he pulled out of the freaking, the Chandler fight, due to injury, so if he's too injured to fight, I mean, if it gets to that point, I don't think McGregor would have a problem pulling out, especially in the later years of his career in comparison to his earlier years. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel on that. I do think that it's a little fishy. It looks fishy, but, like, I don't want to put those allegations on someone without 100% proof. So yeah, and that's just where I'll leave that. Now, of course, the last thing I want to talk about in this one, again, I said I did want to make this one real quick. What's next for Conor McGregor? Of course, he's already come out with a series of tweets and posts, definitely leaning into his faith, denying all allegations of anything fishy going on, saying he had a perfect camp. He was sharp. He was drilling that kick. Hell, we saw the video of him even drilling the kick in the back as he was getting ready for the fight, you know. So I just feel like you got to take a man for his word unless he gives you a reason not to. So that's kind of why I'm leaning to believe that it was just a freak injury, a freak accident. I mean, Conor's in his late 30s. That's a long layoff, and then you're just trying to rev up immediately like that. You didn't take any warm-up fights or tune-up fights or anything like that. Like, the body starts to break down, man, on top of all the other injuries that you've been through, you know? So I think that's what you have to chalk up the injury to. But again, like I was saying, he's already come out saying he will be back. He will be back stronger. He won't let this deter him. He's, you know, believing in the Lord, things like that. Everything's possible. He's gonna have surgery, prehab, return to martial arts, go again, and knock out his final fight of the contract. And I'm sorry, man, but I'm a UFC fan. I'm a McGregor fan, man. Like, even though we just saw what we saw, that still kind of excites me, bro. Like, I don't think he's as cooked as I was making it seem when I first spoke on this, but I do think he has to be very, very selective in, like, regards to who he's, like, gonna fight if he comes back. If he comes back. Because, you know, he's saying this now, but a lot of things can change in the future, you know. Personally, in my opinion, if I was McGregor, I would hit up Mayweather and say, hey, let's run Mayweather versus McGregor 2. You know, we see the financial struggles that Florida are allegedly having. Conor loves money. You can never make too much money, and I mean, I think that would be pretty entertaining. As far as UFC bouts, personally, until I really see that Conor is, like, back and, like, healthy and his body can withstand longer than 10 seconds in actual combat, I feel like the only people he should fight is Michael Chandler and Nate Diaz. Like, from what we've seen and what we haven't seen, bro, I see these up-and-comers in the game, the new faces who are here, who weren't here when Conor was, Conor. Like, I don't think Conor can fuck with them, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was hoping to see something from the Max fight to give me, like, hope and, like, reason to believe that Conor McGregor could go on a run and, hell, maybe even knock out the triple champ, go for the triple champ thing. But I didn't see anything, man. If anything, I saw stuff that made me, like, doubt it, you know? Oh, shit, I'm tripping. One more fight that I wouldn't mind him see him making in the UFC. Like I said, I think it's very limited options if he comes back, but you might as well run it back with Poirier. All real fight fans, we don't look at that last fight where you got hurt as an L. Like, in my opinion, that is still 1-1. I would love to see y'all get out there and handle that. We've seen Poirier. You know, he's had this kind of struggles lately. I won't really get into all that. McGregor's had his struggles before. You know, he sent Poirier good wishes. He gave him a little advice. We know the history's there. You know, it's a lot of, some bad blood there for sure. I think that would be a good option as well. Let's end that rivalry. But the fact of the matter is, what I'm saying is, it's slim pickings for McGregor. And honestly, if he just decided to retire, I would completely understand that. And I would support it. But he's a dog. He's a competitor. He wants to come out on top, leave on his terms, and I can't knock that. And also, like I said, of course I was saying he was cooked, but seeing the way he's coming out and just leaning into his faith, you know, not letting it, break him mentally, I like that. Because the reason that I was assuming that he was going to be cooked, because, man, that's a dark loss, man. Like, I didn't know, and I still don't know if he had it in him to even want to come back from that. But like I said, he's leaning into his faith. I would never knock a individual for that. And I respect him from even getting back out there in the first place after 5 years, bro. Everyone said McGregor did not have to fight ever again, bro, and he did. And, well, he didn't, but he attempted to make the walk, And, yeah, we'll just have to see how the rest of this story goes. We'll see how long the recovery process takes, and we'll see what tune McGregor and the UFC is talking. But it'll be real interesting to see, like, Is McGregor capable of being a main event still? Personally, I think yes, but these are questions that the company is going to be having. Is he reliable for a main event? You know, like I said, these injuries that keep piling up, the age, like, will the UFC even roll out the red carpet for McGregor, especially if it's on his last fight where he could just leave the company immediately after? Like, I think it'll be interesting to see how everything plays out, y'all. But that's all I got to say on that. Let me get on out of here. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about UFC 329. Was McGregor hurt before? Will he fight again? Should he fight again? Like, comment, subscribe. Again, I think it's funny that no one's even talking about Max too much anymore. It's all about McGregor. I will say I also kind of had a problem with some of the stuff Max was saying, like, oh, let's get this money, da da da. Like, bro, read the room. Like, you're so detached from reality, it's crazy. But again, let me get up on out of here, y'all. It's your boy Phil with Unfiltered. I'm out. Peace.